All right, welcome to Module 4. I gotta say, Module 3 and growing your asset, growing your local media page is very exciting. And of course, David did an amazing job walking you through probably one of the most guarded secrets in building out a Facebook page. And he does a great job. And I gotta tell you, that strategy works each and every single time like gangbusters. Who would have thought, right? A street sign, a highway sign in and around your local town gets you extraordinary results, follows and likes of your Facebook page. Absolute goldmine and a secret that you could use to build out all of your local media hero pages. So now guys, it comes to the perpetual payoff. Now that your page is starting to grow, keep that momentum up. Soon, 1 like will become 10, 10 will become 100, 100 will become 500, 500 will be several thousand will be tens and possibly even multiple tens of thousands of likes on that page. And that's what you want, right? You will hold and command a lot of attention on your page when you do that. Now, all of your new posts that are coming out, all the content that you're providing on your page is going to be awesome. You're going to be serving the local area and lots of influence is going to start to happen on your behalf on an asset that you own. So Module 4 is the perpetual payoff. This is where we start to magnetically bond and develop relationships with local businesses and their customers, right? There's a reason, there's a strategy behind why we are building these things out in local pages, right? Local areas where all of your neighbors and people in that local area will consume this content, right? Once you serve them up with this stuff, it's going to make sense for them to start to follow and pay attention to local businesses. So let's dig in and kind of talk about what we're going to be doing here, right? The perpetual payoff. As you grow your Facebook page, maybe your messenger and email list with this local media hero page, you have leverage. And this is what we're really going after. Once you become the gatekeeper, there's no longer a reason for you to have to deal with the frustration and the friction of dealing with other gatekeepers. No longer are you going to be rejected when you call upon a business. We're going to show you exactly how to do that in this module, right? This is a real asset for your business, and I think you're going to love it, right? Once you control the attention, things get very, very interesting for you and your agency, and even in your local area. People will start to recognize you. People will start to wonder who it is behind this page, right? You can point that attention that you now command anywhere that you wish, and that includes local businesses, right? Soon you're going to be connecting with local businesses, and the attention that you command on your local media hero page can be directed to any of these businesses, any which one that you so choose to point that attention, which is awesome, right? You command so much power. This is why we call this local media hero. You're like a superhero flexing muscles, and you've got all these kinds of superpowers now because you command all this attention. Approaching and connecting with local businesses becomes much easier at this point because you've got exactly what everybody wants, and that is attention. Don't believe me? Go out and check out your network news. Check out your network news stations and channels, right? They command a tremendous amount of attention, and that's why they're able to get behind the scenes so easily when news breaks in their local area. So now I kind of want to talk to you about halo marketing and the Oprah effect. This is really important to understand as to why and what this power that you are going to command is going to be so easy and so valuable to you and your business, right? So this is Oprah Winfrey, and Oprah commands a lot of attention. Do you ever notice that when people come out to promote their books, or they came out to promote their new videos or their new movies and that sort of thing, they would start to do the rounds on the TV shows. They would always start with Oprah. And the reason why they jumped on Oprah is because Oprah commanded a lot of attention. Her audience is so vast that they become super valuable for anybody to jump on her show. Well, the same is controlled by a lot of magazines. Here we've got Cosmopolitan and GQ, right? So on the left-hand side, we've got Jessica Alba, who is frequenting the front of Cosmopolitan magazine, and the audience that she's trying to reach are women, right? Lots of people love Jessica Alba and whoever's gracing the covers of these magazines. On the right-hand side, you've got GQ, and of course, this is a big soccer star. You got David Beckham, and there's other people, there's other guys. I know David Calafiore was on the cover of one of these magazines at one time. Guys, it's the same thing. They command a lot of attention. And when you are able to get on some of these things, some of these magazines and these shows, the attention all shifts to you and what you've got going on. Now, whether you like this guy or not, listen, this was a very funny and iconic moment in late night TV show history, right? Donald Trump jumped on, and pretty much everybody in the United States either wanted to, I don't know, put their hands around his neck or do this, right? They wanted to see if his hair was right. And guess what? This probably contributed to him winning the presidency way back in 2015, 2016. It was an amazing moment where Donald Trump leveraged the audience of Jimmy Fallon and The Tonight Show. Well, guess what, guys? There's other sources of media as well. Newspapers, right? Newspapers command a tremendous amount of attention. There's the front cover of the magazine or the front cover of the newspaper. Wherever it is that is local to you, you probably have a newspaper that does the exact same thing. So as a business owner, if an agency or a salesperson approached you, what would you more likely respond to? We're going to kind of get into this and why the Oprah effect and the halo marketing effect is so powerful, right? So if somebody came to you, right, if you went up to a local business and said, hello, Mr. Business Owner, my name is whatever your name is, Skip, and I have this awesome thingamajiggy. Essentially, I'm paraphrasing, this is how most agencies approach local businesses, right? It's very unattractive, it's assuming, and it just feels icky. Remember way back in the introduction when we're showing you that video of Sal Amato of Sal's Pizza? Well, this is exactly how most agencies and salespeople are approaching Sal and businesses like his, right? In other words, hey, I'm here for you to buy my shit, right? To buy my stuff. That's exactly how this comes off for most people. So why do we continue to do that? Now, in contrast, what if you were to approach a business in a much different way, leveraging the halo effect and the Oprah effect, right? Which is pretty awesome. Something like this. Hello, Mr. Business Owner. My name is Drew from Pottstown Local Scoop or Lancaster Local. We're a news, events, and media company, and we would love to feature you and your business. Hey, we've got a substantial audience of thousands of local residents, 6,000, 10,000 people who want to learn about local businesses and news stories about your business. Would you be up for an interview so that we can put you in front of our audience? Now, if somebody approached you and said, hey, I'd love to put you on the front of GQ magazine or ESPN magazine or Inc. 500 or any number of other popular magazines, what would your response be, right? That's pretty attractive, right? It's very powerful for you to be able to respond like that. It's very, appealing. And you're probably going to say yes, right? Now, listen, any local business who says no to something like this, your offer to put them in front of a massive audience is probably not somebody that you want to do business with anyway, or at least now, right? Until they realize how much attention that you command. If they are kind of put off and they don't want to deal with you, they're probably not the kind of business that you want to work with in the first place. Now, I don't think we've ever been turned down by somebody by saying and identifying, hey, this is Drew from whatever our local media hero page is. We are news and events, and we would love to feature you and tell everybody about you and your business and your products and your services, right? Nobody's going to say no to that. You just have to have the confidence to approach them in this manner. Now, when you've got an asset, when you've got a local media hero page that has 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 people on that page, it's pretty hard for them not to recognize the immense opportunity at their hands. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be done in video format, but we recommend that you do so, right? Get used to being on video or using and leveraging video. Now, you can absolutely do this with like a long form written blog or an article style or social media post with images of the businesses, if that's your thing. But people love to see feedback. They love to see how many times their video is being viewed. Now listen, if you've got a page that has 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 people, you're probably going to get a lot of views on that video, particularly if the business that you decide that you're going to be interviewing is a local business, right? This is very powerful. We recommend video because of the not so obvious behind the scenes benefits that we just kind of insinuated, right? We're going to explain a little bit more about this momentarily, but you get the idea here that we're going in this direction. What it really comes down to is speed, and people consume video. Just think about your habits as you're scrolling through Facebook on your iPhone, or perhaps you're scrolling through Instagram or some of the other channels out there. What are you more consuming on some of these social channels? It's video, right? So might as well take advantage of it on your own platform and on your own page. So what are we really talking about here? Well, not only are we talking about video, we're talking about a very specific type of video. It's called a local business spotlight method, right? And it doesn't take a lot. In fact, all it really requires is that you go out there and use your iPhone or your Android device to record a short video interview with these local businesses using the strategy that we just talked about. Hey, my name is Drew from, and I'd love to interview you, right? So here's what we're talking about. The local business spotlight method is a 3 to 5 minute interview, and you can use your iPhone or your Android, preferably with a wireless lavalier mic. Wired is okay too, so long as it's kind of tucked behind clothing and it makes you look a little bit more professional, right? Doesn't need to be super huge. Here's kind of an example of what we're talking about. In a minute, we're going to show you an actual version of one of these local business spotlight videos. I think you're going to like it. So here's an example of one of our students who created one of these local media hero pages, and they went out and they interviewed a local business. Now, this business was an axe throwing company that was converted from a local business farm, and they now converted into this axe throwing company. Now, on this particular video, they got 5.6 thousand views over a 2-week period of time on a page that only had about 5,000 or 6,000 people at that given time. Now that page has grown well over 10,000 people that are following that page. Having your video viewed 5 to 6 to 7, maybe 10,000 times by people in your local area brings a lot of attention to you and your business. They get to know you from obscurity, right? So this company didn't have anybody following them at that given time. 6,000 views later, a lot of people know a lot more about this business and maybe some of the cool offers that they've got for local birthday parties and maybe anniversary parties and engagement parties and all kinds of stuff that they do at these axe throwing types of places, right? Pretty amazing. So David, why don't you queue up one of these videos right now and let's give them an example of what we've got in the background.
Hi, my name is Ian Staub. I'm the owner of Yellow Bridge Brewing. We're located in Delmont, just off of 22.
My name's Trevor Staub. I'm the head brewer at Yellow Bridge Brewing.
Brewing for us started off as a hobby, and we were doing it for a long number of years, and kind of combining the business experience with our brewing experience seemed like a really great fit for us.
Yeah, something that's interesting about Yellow Bridge Brewing is that all of our beer is made right here. When you're in our tap room, you can see the equipment, you can see where everything's made. It's really cool to be able to see the process basically from the ground up and then enjoy the finished product halfway across the room.
We like pushing the envelope as well as also learning old styles or perfecting older styles where we can. So it's fun in every way for us because there's so many ways that we can try to master old beers but also create new styles that people haven't necessarily experienced before.
We've decided to focus primarily on hop-forward beer offerings. We offer a variety of New England IPAs and pale ales, along with a West Coast IPA called Your Hoppy Place that's been very well received, and that's a recipe that we've been working on for a number of years.
One of the misconceptions of the brewing world, at least on our end, is that it's always fun and games, drinking beer, hanging out with people. There's a lot of hard work behind the scenes. We're always tweaking recipes and really trying to troubleshoot and work things out, and it's different every day, which can be exciting, but it can also up the stress level a little bit.
Our ingredients are sourced nationwide We get a lot of our hops from the Yakima Valley up in Washington. We get a lot of our malt from Wisconsin, Greece, and we're proud to use American ingredients.
Some of the events we like to have at the brewery include trivia every other Wednesday. We've got live music on the weekends. We try to bring in food trucks pretty regularly. And we try to work with local delivery options as well to get new food in here. And other types of fundraisers are regularly being scheduled as well. Coming into work each day is exciting for me because I get to work with my brother, Trevor. He's our brewer. My wife's very involved. And then a lot of our employees have really become close friends and family. We consider them family in that regard.
So something to consider about these local business spotlight videos is the value that you're bringing to these local businesses. But not only that, when you do some of these local business spotlight videos, you're also the benefactor of doing and conducting this content. Of course, taking that content and put it onto your local media hero page benefits you, right? So you're bringing a lot of value to that business and to the community, but also to your page, which is pretty extraordinary. Now, if we take a look at one of these pages here, Knoxville area news, events, and contests, you can see the benefit that is actually being extracted from one of these pages is because there's nearly 10,000 people on this particular page that have the potential of watching and viewing these videos. Pretty incredible, right? Now, I would recommend once you get some of these organic views, right, you could probably get 5,000 to 6,000 views on that page just simply because you've got a whole bunch of people following your page. It would be smart to put a little bit of ad spend behind some of these videos to get a heck of a lot more video views for your customer and client. Now, if you're smart, you're gonna go back and share the results of that video with those local businesses. How cool is that? All right, let's dig in a little bit further around this topic, right? I know there's probably a question a lot of people are probably considering in the back of their minds, right? What's the possibility of another quarantine or shutdown that we all face? Is it plausible, right? It is plausible. However, you can also conduct a lot of these videos over StreamYard or by a third-party tool like Zoom or something along those lines. You don't always have to be on location with an iPhone or an Android or some type of very expensive rig. You can do everything virtually if you want to and get the same, if not better, results. So don't let that hold you back from leveraging this strategy and method. Right? Let's talk about this a little bit more. We recommend using a service like StreamYard.com. Yes, it is a premium service. I think they do have a free version, but this is something that we use all the time. And all you really need to do is send a link out to your other customer. If you don't like StreamYard, you certainly use Zoom as well to conduct these interviews. Now, most people and businesses owners, they actually have computers, believe it or not. They've got laptops, they've got desktops, and at the very, very least, they've got an iPhone or an Android device. Otherwise, they probably shouldn't be in business, right? This is how they're going to be communicating anyway. At the very least, they've got internet-capable smartphones, as we just mentioned. Local business spotlight videos are only a 3 to 5 minute interview type of thing. You can use your iPhone and Android device, as we just mentioned. Using a wireless lavalier mic gets you amazing audio results for these types of videos. For the most part, you're going to go on location with your iPhone and Android. The reason for that is you get to be able to connect with that local business on their turf and get a little bit more information and video content while you're on location. Of course, by going through that door, they get to know you. When you're putting a phone in their face and you're able to conduct an interview this way and show them the results, they're going to think that you're professional. So let's talk a little bit more about the local business spotlight videos. You know, here are some of the questions that you're going to ask. It doesn't have to be super complicated. You don't always have to be thinking on the run, basically you're going to be asking 3 or 4 questions. Hi, what's your name and the name of your business? And let them talk, right? They know what the name of their business is. They know where they're located and all that kind of stuff. And that's basically what you're doing, right? What's your name and what's the name of your business? Number 2, tell us what your business does, right? Tell us about, whatever the local business is, whatever their name of their business is and their location. And they're going to know exactly what that is, what they do, right? Whether they make pizzas, whether they're in the restaurant business, whether they're the insurance business or a massage therapy company, whether they're an attorney, what kind of law that they practice, insurance company, on and on and on, right? What's the name of your, or what is your most popular product, item, service, or and why do customers love it? They know what their popular service is, right? Maybe they're talking about a certain type of cake or some type of culinary thing that they've got going on, right? They're going to know what they're really famous for and why people love to do business with them. And of course, where can people find you physically and online? You want to give them a little bit of ability to promote themselves. Where are you located locally? 123 Main Street in downtown Lancaster, Pennsylvania, right? People want to know exactly where they're located. So if they discover them online through your local business spotlight video, they know where to go. Or maybe they don't or can't go there physically. Where can they find them online? It's, my website at mywebsite.com, whatever their domain is. And you can do something very good for them by giving them the ability to promote to your entire list, right? It gives them the chance to shout out their socials as well. Hey, you can find me on Facebook at this location. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on TikTok, all kinds of different, they're going to be dropping the socials that are important to them. So give them that opportunity to show up for themselves. So here's the thing, the local business spotlight videos sets you up for what's next. Everything that we've done up to this point, you're building up your asset, you're building up the attention. Well, what's going to happen next, right? I kind of hinted at it a little bit earlier. So when you do one of these local business spotlight videos and you start to do these shout outs and you start to show everybody what these businesses are all about, here's what's next. Well, you want to follow up, right? Local business spotlights, what's next? Transitioning to the follow-up is key for you and your business. So after you do this interview, after you've recorded with your iPhone or your Android device, or maybe you've done something through StreamYard on Facebook Live, or maybe on YouTube or LinkedIn as well, after your interview, let them know that you're going to be posting it to your Facebook page. It may even be there live if you decide to do it live. I recommend recording it first, right? Because that way, if there's any mistakes or something like that, you're not making yourself or your potential customer, the local business, look bad. Sometimes people get a little bit weird when they're on camera, and we want to make sure that we're not embarrassing them. So I suggest you tell them that you're going to follow up with them in about a week to share their results. Now this is key. If you've got a local media hero page and you're able to get thousands or if not tens of thousands of videos, do you not want to go back and brag to them that you got amazing results for them? I would probably be raising my hand and saying, yeah, I was able to drive a lot of traffic to you. In fact, we've had local businesses come back and tell us so many people showed up at my front door because they saw my video on your Facebook page, right? It's amazing when they can recognize the results that you were able to deliver them in a 1 week period of time. They're probably not used to getting all the attention that you can bring to them in this type of manner, right? So this is absolutely critical. Make sure in your sales process that you tell them, hey, I want to come back next week and share the results with you. Of course, they're going to want to hear the results that you're getting. It's kind of it's a mystery to them, like, oh, what kind of amazing, magical results are they going to be able to do for me? Now, particularly if you go back and show them 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 views, that's pretty exciting. And they're going to be pretty excited as well. This gets you a follow-up appointment. Skip this if you've all heard, all have a hard time closing the deal. You want to make sure that you get through that door again to show them the cool stuff that you were able to deliver to them within that week period of time. Well, here's the cool thing. Once you upload your video, tag the business or anyone else that's associated with that business in the description of the video. So now that you've recorded the video, make sure that you upload that video into Facebook. And if they've got a Facebook page or you know them personally or you're connected with them on Facebook in any type of manner, make sure that you tag them to let them know that you've posted this video. Now, what I mean is when you are able to tag them inside that video, they're going to be alerted that you posted and scheduled something, you published something to Facebook. Now, they're probably going to go back and see what kind of results that you're getting. Maybe it's 100 views, maybe it's 200 views, maybe it's 500, maybe it's 1,000, maybe it's 5,000 views that they're starting to get. Do you think that they're going to get excited about this? Well, the reason that you're able to get so many views is because you've built up the attention for that page in the first place. This is going to alert them again to the presence and the status of this video, which is very good news for you. And essentially, when you go through that door the next time, that next week, when you've scheduled that appointment, they're going to know exactly who you are. They're going to know exactly the results that you delivered to them. And now they're waiting to hear what you can do for them next, which is amazing, right? Post that video to Facebook, get as many views as you can. If you've got an extra budget, highly recommend putting 20, 30, 40, $100 into it if you can to absolutely nail this new customer and client, right? So if you want crazy results, make sure you put a little bit of ad spend behind it. It doesn't take a lot, maybe $5 a day. If you want to go crazy, put 20. They may not even be able to spend that much money, quite honestly, to get all the views that you're absolutely going to get through Facebook ads. So local business spotlight video, what's next? Well, transition into your follow-up. Now, when you go back, this is the key part that we're talking about. Follow up with that business in 1 week and share the results. Do not skip this step. If you make an appointment, you better make sure that you keep that. You're probably not going to want to go, right? You might be a little bit nervous. You might be a little bit scared. Make sure that you keep that appointment no matter what. Get in front of them. If they cancel, make sure that you reschedule the appointment to go back through that door and share that results. They're probably already going to know the results. It's just an excuse for you to go back and brag upon the results that you were able to get. How cool is that? When you get results for business, go back and pump your chest a little bit. Show them that you were able to get amazing results and then tell them what's next. The next step is typically you get the opportunity to work with these businesses, right? Which is pretty cool. Essentially, you're going to be setting up an opportunity to have a conversation with these businesses and all the cool stuff that you can do after getting them the results, the early wins and early results. So guys, what I'm saying here is ask for the conversation. So many times, so many of us drop the ball by not asking for the next step. And that next step is to ask for the conversation. You've already delivered results in advance. But the cool thing about it, even if they don't want to work with you, you're still giving results to yourself and your page in the form of views on your video, on your local media hero page. But beyond that, what's going to amplify it and give you an awesome feeling is making sure that you ask for the conversation, which then leads to a sales conversation, a sales opportunity for you to start to consult with them and offer other cool stuff on the back end of this amazing, amazing strategy. So look, some people and some businesses are absolutely going to say no. It happens all the time to us. What do we say? Well, hey, fantastic. Listen, I will be here for you when you want more results, when you want more leads, when you want more customers, when you want more attention for your business, I'll be here for you, man, right? And then you go to the next business, perhaps their competitor, which is awesome. And this is totally okay when they say no to you because you've got that strategy in the background. So don't get mad. Don't get upset. It's okay, man. It's okay, bro. Be okay with it. You're doing what you need to do for your agency and for your business. You're exactly executing a plan that serves the community, the business, and your agency in a big way. And when they see that you continue to deliver results over and over and over compared to your competitors, guess who they're going to come back to? They're going to know that, hey, you from your local media hero page absolutely delivered on results, and the next logical step is to start to work with each other, right? Absolutely crazy. So, however, you're absolutely going to get yeses too. And this is the beauty about this thing. You got to keep on going to whoever the next customer and client, next prospect is going to be. You're going to get a ton of yeses, and that's what really counts in this entire strategy, right? When you do get a yes or yeses, and you will, here's what you do. Here's the deal. After you get the yes, follow up with these businesses and share the results. Suggest that you can get more and better results for them. Possibly suggest a messenger bot campaign. For those of you who are into messenger bots, or if you don't know about that, you can reach out to us. We've got some extra training on that kind of stuff that can show you how to build out a messenger bot campaign and build a real list of names and email addresses. or whatever it is that you typically sell or consult with in the local marketing space. So here's what we do. When they say yes, you simply reach out to them and say, hey, would you like our help with that? And then you actually shut up, right? Hey, would you like some more results from this? It's kind of like the whole McDonald's thing. Hey, would you like some fries? Would you like to supersize that? Well, what you do is you kind of sit back and wait for them to say yes. And when they say yes, well, you give them your proposal. Pretty amazing, right? Then you just lather, rinse, and repeat and go and approach other businesses within the community who want the same or similar results with your local media hero page. So listen, when they say yes, boom, you've got a new client. Absolutely amazing. Woohoo, let's cheer about this, right? At least you've got a meeting. You've got a 50-50 shot. If you don't ask to get that meeting, you've got no shot whatsoever. So again, I'm kind of leaning back on you and saying, hey, listen, if you're not asking for that meeting, if you're not asking for the sale, you're probably not going to get it. So you might as well ask. You got a 50-50 shot at getting it. If they say no, you still win because, as I mentioned before, you've got content and engagement on your page. Listen, other local businesses will absolutely notice the amount of attention that you're giving to the axe company or to the local, local chamber of commerce, or perhaps the local attorney or massage therapist. They're going to see that their competitors are getting extraordinary results by working with you, and they're going to want what you have. They're absolutely going to have this fear of missing out, or FOMO as we call it, and envy in that marketplace. They're probably going to wonder why you're featuring Sal's Pizza all the time. I have to tell you and admit that several local pizza places were pissed off at us because we never went over to talk to them. They were saying, why are you always featuring those people? Well, because they were paying us, right? This is amazing that it happens this way. Well, when we start to approach other businesses, they start to get envious of their competitors in the local area because they're getting results. Either way, you've got case studies. Whether they say yes or no, you've got case studies upon case studies upon case studies because everybody loves to be featured in the local area. Sometimes they've got budgets and sometimes they don't, and you can figure this stuff out, right? So guys, you've got awesome content that's baked into your local media hero page by doing this process. Can you see that how truly powerful this is for your agency? It's probably one of the best things, best kept secrets that we've had for our agency, where we went from zero to a very, very, very well-known agency in our local areas. You got to have an asset working for you in the background, and you can do that with Local Media Hero. So guys, here's what we think is the one thing that typically derails agencies at this point, right? Sometimes businesses are asking for the business, they're asking for the meetings, and they're getting them, right? But the next step is that they get stuck in the proposal process. Sometimes they're asking and they're getting yeses, sometimes they're getting no's, and that's okay either which way. But when they say yes, what's the next step, right? Are you taking a day to get back in touch with them with a proposal? Are you taking a week? Are you going back and firing up Microsoft Word and trying to figure everything out from scratch? That slows the sales process down in a very big way. So asking for the sale or being prepared to make the sale is a very good idea to be prepared in advance. And what we're talking about here right now is recommending to actually have a sales process before you start to reach out and do some of these local business spotlight videos, because once you start doing this, you're going to raise some eyebrows within the local business community. So you might as well be prepared when you go back in to share the results that you're going to ask for the sale, right? Our recommendation, as I just mentioned, is to have a sales process ready in advance. So what does your sales process look like? Do you have one? And if you don't have one, you need to get one. Do you have a proposal ready to go? Do you have a list of services and packages ready to go when you ask for the sale? Do you have a checkout page, or are you sending an invoice? Are you sending snail mail? How do you actually get paid when you start to offer consulting services to local businesses? It's a big hiccup in the process. Are you actually sending proposals after you meet with clients? Well, sometimes that can slow the process down. Do you think that the proposal process adds a little bit of friction to this process? Well, listen, we've taught you now how to get through the front door by building out an incredible asset. Now, once you get through the door, what is your objective? What is the next step? Now that you command all the attention, you are now the gatekeeper to what local businesses actually want. Now, when you get to actually ask for the sale, are you prepared? Do you look like a reputable organization? The proposal process for most people are super frictional. One incredibly useful method is to use a service like Thrivecart, which is an amazing online checkout platform that you can more or less create your proposals and have it ready to go at a moment's notice. You have a URL and all you're doing is saying, here's the link, and you can check out everything that we're proposing here and check out right at the bottom with a credit card. How amazing and frictionless is that? Instead of going back to your office and maybe asking a virtual assistant or maybe one of your office secretaries or staff members to get the proposal ready to go, you already have it ready to go, right? So using Thrivecart to host your proposal and service package listings is a great way for you to get to the cash very, very fast. That way, when you ask for your prospective clients if they want help with a campaign or a local media asset page or a local media hero page, and they want more attention, you want to help them build out their email list, you're ready to go. All you need to do is give them the link, they take out their credit card and check out. In fact, you can even give a deadline if you want to, and maybe the price doubles to entice them to come back and buy quicker. You can simply give them that link to your Thrivecart checkout page, which lists your packages and service. Oh, and there is a buy button right there, as I just mentioned. All they need to do is click, and once you see that price come through, once that sale comes through, you know that the client has been closed and that you're starting to build out a relationship with them. By now, you should recognize how powerful this strategy is. Essentially, you've built out an amazing asset for yourself and your business that's going to serve you over the years, to allow you to connect with local businesses and be able to start billing on a recurring basis on a month-to-month basis. As you build out your local media hero asset, you should absolutely be proud of what you've built and continue to build. And it's absolutely an asset that you can sell. We don't recommend that you do it because it's a powerful engine for you and your business, your agency behind the scenes, that more or less gives you that VIP pass. You can go right through any door and say, introduce yourself and say, hey, my name is Drew from such and such local media and news site, and we would love to do a feature on your business. That gets you right through the front door, typically gets you by any type of friction that's out there. They're probably going to recognize it. They're going to realize and know that you deliver a tremendous amount of value to the local community, and they want to take advantage of that, right? So take pride in your new asset and treat it as such. Get out there, continue to post every single day, at least 2 to 3 times a day. Mix it up a little bit, put some news, put some events out there, put some memes out there, entertain, inform, educate people, and I think you're going to do a smash-up job and get all the attention that you absolutely need for your business, and then lend that attention to almost any business that your heart desires. So guys, what's next? Take massive action, as I just suggested. Build out and leverage your local media hero page and start to get to work. All right, that's it for now, and we'll talk to you real soon.